Hello, Ron.
Hey, Ron. Can you hear us? Hello?
Hey, what's up,
Oh, good. I didn't drop the call. Yeah, according to the screeners, you want to talk about evolution from a Christian standpoint.
Well, I heard something that was said earlier. Is it okay if I
Sure.
deal with what was said by Don earlier?
Sure.
In his opening statements, he said that you can't, got it written down here, he said you can't explain it, therefore God did it. You were basically assuming that some sort of argument from ignorance fallacy.
For some
or
people.
God of
That's what
gaps
we
argument
often
that's
hear.
typically
Yeah.
used.
He was talking about different types of people and how different types of people use, I think, those concepts. So I don't think he was saying everybody says that, but he's saying there's definitely a type of person who views it that way.
Right. But there's a lot that's been said here tonight, and one of the things that I wanted to talk about was evolutionary theory and intelligent design, how this relates to some of the data that you find inside of the scientific community, like genetic code, for example, or the ATP synthase.
So let's cut to the chase. If evolution were completely wrong, would that prove God exists? Does it have any bearing on the claim that God exists?
No, what I'm trying to say is that the point being is that when you look at genetic information or you look at the ATP synthase, the only thing that you can compare that to is an intelligent agent producing those things. When you look at evolutionary
Then why
theory,
why don't the people that are actually in the field?
I'm not finished with my statement.
Hey, we're atheists here. We're not evolutionary biologists.
Yeah.
Do you have a religious angle here, or?
Well, I mean, you've been talking to everybody else about intelligent design and creationism, asking all these different points, right?
We have.
See what the problem is now.
Okay, our atheism is due to a lack of belief in God because of the lack of evidence. Evolution has nothing to do with our lack of belief.
Well, evolution does lead. If evolution is true, if somebody accepts evolution as being true, does it or does it not lead people away from Christianity or their God?
No, there are plenty of Christians who believe in evolution.
I think it's hard.
What I'm saying is, no, it wouldn't lead you away from. If it led people away from God, there wouldn't be people who hold the view that God exists and evolution.
Yeah,
is true.
there's all sorts of kinds out there.
Well, yeah.
But there's this issue that
I didn't say, though.
If there was no Garden of Eden and there was no fall of man, and there was no reason for Jesus to exist at all, and the crucifixion is just great performance art.
Not every atheist, right? Obviously, though, not every single atheist is going to have your same atheistic views. So it is true that in certain cases, like Richard Dawkins and others, evolution being true does have implications on their personal views. And likewise with intelligent design, there are people who may accept intelligent design and come to a God belief of some kind, even though it might not necessarily intend to prove a God. So
do you believe that biology is a conspiracy, an anti-God conspiracy?
No, I didn't say anything like that.
No, I'm not saying you said it. I'm just asking. So then biology as a field.
Can I go back to my point?
No, hold on, because this is gonna go long, and I don't think there's a reason for it to go long. Scientists who work in this field do not believe that a God is behind it. They have not found that. They have not published that. It's not even on the radar. So I'm kind of with Don where I'm looking at this going, what is the point of this discussion? Because you're saying that you believe this. You probably have some science that you're going to throw out, but it's not convincing to people that actually work in the field. So what are we actually going to do here? Yeah, it is true.
That's not true, actually. Even people who are not ID proponents, even like Craig Venter and people who are not even ID proponents.
It is not the consensus of evolutionary biologists that a God created people.
Wait, but now you're making ignorant statements based on science. First of all, that's incorrect to begin with. But now you're making ignorant statements based on science because the majority of scientists agree with something,
that's called the consensus.
Does not make it true.
Right? No, it doesn't. But it means that the people
science has a history of being wrong.
Okay, I'm putting you on hold. What it means is that the people who are best educated and most informed on this decision are not coming to the conclusion that you are.
So what that demands is better evidence. And if you've
go
got
and convince them.
Write some papers,
man. And in the meantime, you're welcome to discuss this further at the blog, but we don't have time for this. Okay, let's see. So this is, let's try to, boy.
We'll call this the last one?
I'm going to, no, because we don't have time for this either, Ram. Fine-tuning is not going to happen in a couple minutes.
Yeah, I'm looking at all these. They're all just big messy topics.
Feel free, Ram, to go to the blog and publish your thoughts on the fine-tuning argument. If you think it's valid, there are people there who would love to discuss it with you. And let's see, who else do we have?
Let's wrap it up. Let's go to dinner. These folks are hungry.
Well, God, I feel bad. No, you can go if you want. I'm